Will
the real Mitt Romney please stand up? I repeat,
will
the real Mitt Romney please stand up?
On March 23, 2010, President Barack Obama signed into law the Patient Protection and Affordable Care Act. This act stands to dramatically change the way healthcare functions in the United States. Governor Romney, President Obama, the first question is please explain the PPACA.
Patient Protection and Affordable Care Act is the first act since Medicare and Medicaid was passed in 1965. The main goal in this act is to reduce the number of uninsured Americans. There was roughly 49.9 million uninsured Americans in 2010. The Affordable Care part of this act is aimed at returning the power to the hands of the people, not the insurance companies. This means that the insurance companies must now have easy-to-understand summaries about their health plans. There are also certain rights and protections that an individual is now entitled to. Most policyholders are now able to receive preventative care at no extra cost. Children up to the age of 19 now can no longer be limited or denied benefits because of their pre-existing health condition. One may now have their choice of doctor. A person can keep a health plan he or she had before the act passed. Finally, under the Rights and Protection section, this act is trying to curb policy cancellations by the insurer. Insurance companies can no longer cancel your coverage just because you have made an honest mistake on your application. There are also different insurance options depending on one's situation. If one has been denied insurance due to a pre-existing condition, he or she may be covered in the pre-existing condition insurance plan part. Young adults up to the age of 26 can be covered under the parent's current health insurance. In 2014, exchanges will start up, and at these locations, people and small businesses will be able to find and compare health plans and find the best one that suits their needs. One of the larger changes will come in 2014 with the Consumer Operated and Oriented Plan, or co-op. This is a non-profit health insurance. These insurers are run by their customers. Co-ops are meant to offer customer-friendly, affordable health insurance options to individuals and small businesses. The PPACA prohibits insurance companies from setting a lifetime dollar amount on benefits one may receive, and they also limit what one's insurance companies can do with annual limits. With the older American workforce, insurance is extremely important. The PPACA recognizes this and has set certain laws. If one is already with Medicare, he or she may be eligible for preventative services under Medicare. Medicare prescription drugs are made more affordable, and one may even receive up to 50% off the original price. Finally, the government is taking steps to prevent the Medicare system from being cheated, and the government is trying to get Medicare to extend through 2024. One might wonder if small businesses are helped out at all, and the answer is yes. One new item is smaller employer tax credits. What this means is that if you have fewer than 25 employees and provide health insurance, you may qualify for a tax credit of up to 35% to offset the cost of insurance. This credit will increase in 2024 to 50%. Along with this is an early retiree reinsurance program. The early retiree insurance program provides much needed financial relief for employers so retirees can get quality, affordable insurance.
In context, the PPACA seems great, but forcing everyone to have some sort of health care or have a penalty tax is unconstitutional. With uneven benefits, it will impact the opposite ends of society, and the government should remain even for all individuals. Small businesses in this economy shouldn't have to offer health care or pay a tax. It's taken away from much needed revenue. With close to 20 taxes within the Act, it is taking much away from the people for this. It will end up putting a spotlight on businesses and creating situations whether or not to hire new employees and if it will be worth the extra cost. And with unemployment levels up, it isn't the right ideal choice.
Governor Romney, President Obama, the second question is, what are the current business practices relating to the PPACA, and how are companies dealing with the PPACA?
Further implications may be that businesses may even use the PPACA as a strategy to cut costs and drop insurance. They may already have. to save money, putting more insurance complications on the employee. So much going into the act, it is leaving many businesses confused on just what to do. And this is forcing situations that are unnecessary. It is frustrating to many and are causing businesses to look more at company costs than the well-being of the employee. Not to mention the premium this will impact. Coverages will now have to cost a lot more, with the family health care plans increasing coverage to dependents at 26 years of age, and making it illegal to deny coverage to any individuals regarding health situations. When companies are even under 50 full-time employees, they are now having to think about the part-time employees' numbers and figuring out if they are supposed to offer health insurance or not. Even W-2 forms are having alterations in 2013 and are going to cause unneeded costs to companies for changing each form's information. The W-2 forms alterations in 2013 are going to cause unneeded costs to the companies in changing each of the forms. The information will have to now hold 2012 insurance from each employee. Now what this is going to do is create further complications for even the human resource managers having to alter each one of these W-2 forms. As for every additional benefit open to someone who may not have had it before, it'll come at a cost to some other portion of society. At what point is it okay to take from what others achieved to give to another who hasn't earned the rights?
That's interesting, but in a form of action, the law does require each state to set up online areas where health insurance exchanges can be made by state and by different levels of each individual's net income. These health plans can reach the population a lot easier and can provide new opportunities to those who may not have been available before. This can end up helping those with jobs who will not be offered health coverage. What's coming in step by step until it will be in full force in 2014, which may help owners figure out a plan of action in how they want to access the next section of the law. All employers that have had less than 250 W-2 forms dispensed throughout the company will not be required to add this in addition to their forms. Healthcare has gone from being declined to many in the U.S. to working towards its vision in 2014 is available for any individual, no matter where they are. An Iowa resident faced the problem of health insurance declining coverage to his ongoing health problems with diabetes. Though health coverage was available to him, it did not offer any coverage for his diabetes. Iowa uses Obamacare specifically for situations such as these in an attempt to provide care where insurance companies may not. This is why federal government has to step in so things like this won't happen. Problems that Obamacare has faced seem to be that patients are in need of more health care options due to the lack of preventative health care insurance. With the PPACA, this will no longer be an option. In fact, 19% of patients in need of urgent care had to wait 15 or more days to finally receive care. It may not be the best answer for the population of Iowa, but it is one that is striving to improve the health care until the PPACA takes full effect. The PPACA will take on the law requiring all states to provide those below 133% of the poverty line with health coverage through Medicaid.
President Obama, Governor Romney, the third question is, what kind of impact will this have on American society?
30% of the Medicare budget being spent on the last year of the life. More money is going to be added to this, since insurance companies will not be able to decline coverage and the expense of insurance will be at an all-time high. It'll bring further complications on when certain insurances shouldn't be covered due to the fact someone may die soon. Where is the point that the coverage should stop to help the rest of the population? The health care available will change what someone can do. Does everyone deserve the same health care? And do insurance companies need to cover high-risk surgeries that may cut someone's life short? And they're also high cost. There's just so much to think about. Gray areas are everywhere and will bring up complications with what a health plan will cover. With these slight pains or mental struggles, will they be under the health care plan? Moral dilemmas are brought up too with the use of contraceptions. Many who don't believe in them may struggle with the thought of their tax dollars going to support someone else's birth control. And also, class pay more. 3.8% of surtax on investment income for those who make $200,000 or more. Also, in certain business implications, paperwork is another business point that will cause human resource to be hit and face new dilemmas. Businesses may even lay off more employees to keep costs low. They are unnecessary problems that could be prevented. There are clearly a lot of new taxes and adjustments to previous taxes that are going to affect how much individuals are going to have to pay for their health care. Is this going to affect people for better or worse? Time will only tell.
Government has to be morally responsible for all individuals. And who are we not to offer certain preventative healthcare options, such as birth control?
Governor Romney, President Obama, you now have a few minutes for closing statements.
Businesses are going to see the brunt of the financial hit. It brings up more ethical dilemmas, and the PPACA is going to affect the HR field, and the HR professionals need to be ready for the change. There are going to be ethical and financial questions and problems that are going to arise, and people are going to need to know how to work from this.
PPACA will help cover more Americans under their parents' coverage. This will cause a more universal idea of government and limit the power that the states may have. It is also convenient because the states will have less to worry about.
As you can see, this is a hot topic in America. Governor Romney and President Obama made some great points, and I'm sure this is not the end of the Patient Protection and Affordable Care Act. Please shake each other's hands.